we also practice for our own peace. And we are here just to bring the key for all of you to open that box where you have locked peace and happiness in it for a long time, and you have left it somewhere and forgotten it. We are here just to hand you the key, but the person who have to unlock it, which is yourself. No one else can do this for us, even AI nowadays. Okay? We still have to do it our own. It means we have to practice every day, diligently. Of course, we have to go to work. We have to make a living for ourselves and our family. But we still have a lot of time left. Instead of surfing the internet with your lovers, your cell phone, instead of going around doing different things, we spend more time to practice mindfulness for ourselves. Because this is something will lift us up to help us liberate all kinds of sufferings, especially in this world where we live in right now. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of disasters as well. And we don't know when is our turn, which we don't want to wait for that moment, isn't it? We have to be prepared. And so when that day comes, we were not afraid. We are living in this world and the technologies and everything's moving so fast, way too fast. And we are here trying to chase after it. And the more we chase, the tired we are. Are you tired yet? We're tired. In our family, and the world around us. And earlier, Governor mentioned we have to open up, we have to check on our neighbors. We are not living in this world alone. We have everybody's around us. Look at right now. How many people here? We cannot count now. We have different backgrounds. We have different faith, different beliefs, different skin colors, different languages we speak. But we all be able to come here together in this weather in front of this Capitol just to support the mission of peace. It means that there's no difference between all of us because we have the same blood color, which is red, the same taste of tear, which is salty. We have no difference. It's regardless of what religions we practice, but we should be grateful that there are so many religions in this world to serve every single one of us. After all that practicing, we still have one common religion that all the human beings are worshiping every day, which is the religions of peace, loving kindness, and compassion that we are seeking for every single day and we worshiping every single day. And that temple is within our mind. Is that right? So this is something that we should care for ourselves. We should love ourselves more, to bring that into action, to practice instead of just a saying. We've been hearing those peace, loving kindness, and compassion a lot. On paper, on banners, on the windshield, everywhere. But yet we have not taken that into action. This is the call. This is the time where all of us have to walk together in spirit by practicing to make that happen. So that peace can begin within our world, inside world. Each and every single one of us have our own world. And that world have all kind of sufferings. That world have all kind of wild animals. inside of our world, which is our mind. All kind of bad thoughts, all kind of hate, anger, delusion, greedy, everything. We have everything in our mind. And when we are not mindful enough, we could kill ourselves. We could kill the others. We could hurt ourselves and hurt the others. Our mind is super sharp. It's sharp more than the knife. And if we are not clever enough to hold the handle of the knife, but we hold the knife, we will hurt ourselves and hurt the others. So we must be clever. We must be mindful to know when you are holding the handle instead of the knife. And of course, in this life, like I mentioned, we are not mindful. That is why we always react when the world is throwing lemon and bitter melons and rock at us. Is that right? We react a lot. And every single time we react, we suffer. We cry. We become anxiety, depression. And then when there's time that you cannot bear those feelings, you commit to suicide. A lot of people, a lot of children, a lot of teenagers nowadays cannot bear those feelings because our mind is weaker and weaker every day. We are not mindful with our action, our speech, our thoughts. And the key for us to share, nothing more than just our breath. Within our breath right here, we live in this world with every breath going in and out, every second. And of course, we breathe just like a machine, like a robot, to live, to survive. We never pay attention to our breath, to see if it's long or short, to see how it go in and go out. We all live with the past and live with the future. Always thinking about the past and chase the future, but never stay at this present moment, which is here and now. When here and now, this present moment is really something that we need in life. Without this, our mind just keep heading out there on everything, any movement, anything's happened surround us, we will head there. We will catch that object, and we forgot ourselves. We forgot our breath. And this is what we do in every single day. That is why we suffer. I have seen this suffering so much surround me in Fort Worth, Texas, where I reside, and where I travel around the world to do disaster relief with my foundation. I have seen so much suffering, physically, materials, but especially mental. With mental health, mentally suffering is something that all of us have. And this is something that we need to change, we need to fix it. Otherwise, we'll go back to our old days and continue suffering. With the year of 2026, we should do something better for ourselves. And as a human being, we deserve better. We don't have to live like that with sufferings. We can be better, we can live happily, peacefully every day. But it requires effort, requires some energy from us to put in order for us to have peace. If we cannot have peace for our own world, there will be no world peace. If all of us here in North Carolina can have peace in each and every single family, this whole state of North Carolina will be at peace. Do you believe that? Yes. Peace always begins from within. We already know that. So when we practice mindfulness, which is our breath, this is when you bring peace for yourself. By focus, aware of each breath going in, each breath going out within this nostril. Pay attention to it. Just put awareness to that breath going in, awareness of that breath going out, just like a gatekeeper sitting right here. That gatekeeper will count, will know who's going in, who's going out. Just mindfully knowing each breath going in and each breath going out. That's all we need to do. But do not force our breath to be long or short. Just breathe normally like what we are breathing, how we breathe right now. And when we breathe in, we can also count or say in silently. We breathe out, say out silently. And then when thoughts arise, that wild animal inside of our mind, and I always say the monkey mind. This monkey mind is within us. That monkey mind would jump here and there. If you are from India, that monkey mind probably can go back to India just like that quick. To have some chapati, some roti and come back here and then done. Or Vietnam, I can just go back to Vietnam and have some bánh xèo, which is like pizza or something like that. Things like that. Our mind is always thinking of all those things in our life rapidly. So within any thought pop up within our mind, what we should do is aware of that thought, acknowledge of that thought, observe it, and bring your concentration back to this breathing again. Don't try to push it away, don't try to eliminate it. Just bring your concentration back after you acknowledge of that thought, back to the breathing. And then breathe in, breathe out, that monkey might jump again. Acknowledge it, come back here. Acknowledge it, come back here, come back, come back, come back. Keep bringing it back. That is the point. Because we don't have a habit of bringing our concentration back to this present moment. Because we always headed out there, remember? That is why we train ourselves to have a new habit to come back to this present moment, which is with each and every breath going in and out. If we can do that, we will know what is going on with our mind, our thoughts. We will not chase after it again anymore. And then when you hear any noise, any type of sound, just acknowledge that sound, silently, and come back here with the breathing again. Sensation on this body, itchy, numb, pain, anything on this body, just acknowledge it's itchy, numb, or feeling, come back here. Observe it, acknowledge it, come back here. That is very simple. And when you see something, just acknowledge that, oh, you see, object. You don't have to question, you don't have to follow that object. But when you practice meditation like this, your eyes should be closed. So we cannot see anything, just focus in here. But don't use your eye to look down to this nostril, okay? It's gonna make you headache. Seriously. If you use, even when yogi, when they practice, they close their eyes like this, but they cannot see their breath yet. They tend to look down using their eye, look down to this nose to see the breath. The more they do it, the more that this head will be tense and then become headache. So don't, just your mind, aware of each breath go in and out. Even if you cannot see your breath at the beginning, it's okay. As long as you know that there's breath going in and out. There's another method to support you, because at the beginning, when we don't have that habit yet, our minds will just running and running. Just like the horse. The horse is always going on the same track, right? Keep going back to the old track. Our mind is the same. Keep going back to the old habit. That's how the mind works. And so, when you breathe in, you can also count 1 silently. Breathe out, count 1 silently. In 2, out 2. In 3, out 3. In 4, out 4. In 5, out 5. And then start from 1 1 to 6 6. And then start from 1 1 to 7 7. Start again from 1 1 to 8 8. 1 1 to 9 9. And 1 1 to 10 10. And then reset from 1 1 to 5 5. Again. Okay, let us try that. Okay, let me count. Focus, okay? Breathe in, count 1 1 2 2 4 4. You still focus. Wow. You get what's going on here?
Listen free.
I skipped number 3. It means we are not mindful. That's why you miscount. And when you miscount, you have to start again from 1 1 to 5 5 again until you get it right. Okay? Keep that in mind, because this mind, it will get bored very, very quickly when you just sitting there and then breathe in and breathe out, because the monkey likes to jump. Okay? So now that you add one more job to the mind, breathing, counting, 2 jobs for the mind, a little bit more fun to it. So it will be better to concentrate. So this practice is to help us to concentrate on this present moment right now and here. That is how we have peace for ourselves. Just like the monks walk 90 days. At the beginning, there are people just stood there on the road and look at the monks with tears. There are people driving, and then when they saw the monks walk, they pull over and they get out of their car, walk towards the monk, stand there and look at the monk, and pay respect to the monk, or just simply just look at the monk on each and every step they make. That is the time when they slow down. They take a moment of break. They stop from doing everything just to come back within. That is when they touch their heart. That why do I have to rush every day? Why do I have to run so quickly every day? And now that I've seen something in front of me, which is the monk walking peacefully, mindfully with each and every steps. That is when it touches our heart. That is when it reminds us to slow down. It reminds us to practice mindfulness instead of heading out there every single second, every single time.
Imagine for a moment that you are holding a small, weathered box. It is heavy, not because of its size, but because of what it contains. Inside this box lies everything you have ever desperately searched for: your peace of mind, your deepest sense of contentment, your unshakable happiness. You have carried this box with you for years, perhaps lifetimes. Yet there is a problem. It is locked, and somewhere along the chaotic, winding road of your life, you have forgotten where you put the key. You have looked for it in your career, hoping a promotion would pop the lid open. You have looked for it in relationships, expecting another person to pick the lock for you. You have scoured the internet, scrolled through endless feeds, and traveled to distant places, all the while holding the box, wondering why it remains shut. The profound irony of our human condition is that we are the owners of this treasure. Yet we live like paupers because we cannot access it. We wait for a savior, a teacher, or a miracle to break it open for us. But the spiritual journey, the path to true mindfulness, offers a different, more empowering truth. We are here to be handed the key, but we are the only ones who can turn it. No one else can do this part for us. Even in our age of technological marvels, where artificial intelligence can write poetry, diagnose diseases, and drive cars, it cannot breathe for us. It cannot generate the warmth of compassion in our chests. It cannot quiet the storm in our minds. The box is yours. The key is in your hand. And the act of unlocking it is a solitary, sacred responsibility that requires your own diligent practice, day after day. This responsibility can feel daunting because we are, quite frankly, exhausted. If you pause and check in with yourself right now, you might feel a deep, vibrating hum of tiredness in your bones. We live in a world that is spinning faster than our nervous systems were designed to handle. Technology moves at lightning speed, and we find ourselves breathless, trying to chase after it. We are always running toward the future, terrified that if we stop, we will be left behind. The more we chase, the more tired we become. We are tired in our bodies, tired in our families, and tired in our souls. We have confused making a living with making a life. Of course, we must work. We must provide for our families and put food on the table. That is the dignity of human labor. But what do we do with the time that is left? Instead of using those precious remaining hours to nurture our minds, to polish the key to that locked box, we shove the internet into our faces. We doom scroll. We argue with strangers. We drown in information that has no relevance to our hearts. We treat our devices like lovers, giving them the intimacy and attention that belongs to our own spirits. We are so busy connecting that we have severed the connection with ourselves. We are everywhere but here. The practice of mindfulness is the radical act of stopping the chase. It is the decision to step off the treadmill, to put down the glowing screen, and to ask, where am I? Who am I? It is the realization that while the world rushes forward, peace is found by standing still. When we finally do stop and look around, really look around, we might notice something startling about the people running alongside us. We tend to live in bubbles, surrounded by those who look like us, think like us, and pray like us. We build walls of ideology and identity, convinced that our differences are insurmountable. But if you were to stand in a massive crowd, perhaps a gathering of people walking for peace in the capital, you would see a tapestry of humanity that defies these narrow categories. You would see different skin colors, hear different languages, and witness different faiths. Yet, if you look closer, through the lens of mindfulness, those differences begin to dissolve like mist in the morning sun. There is a biological and spiritual truth that binds us closer than any political affiliation ever could. If you cut the skin of a Christian, a Buddhist, a Muslim, or an atheist, the blood that flows is the same vibrant red. If you break the heart of a person from Vietnam, from India, or from North Carolina, the tears they shed share the exact same salty taste. This is our common ground. This is the undeniable evidence of our shared existence. We may bow to different altars, but we all worship at the temple of the human heart. We all subscribe to the universal religion of wanting to be happy and free from suffering. We all crave love, kindness, and compassion. These are not abstract concepts to be printed on bumper stickers or hung on banners in our front yards. They are the nutrients our souls starve for. When we realize that the person we think of as other tastes the same salt in their tears as we do, the walls crumble. We realize we are not running a race against each other. We are walking each other home. However, recognizing this external unity is only half the battle. The real challenge, the true frontier of peace, lies within the chaotic landscape of our own minds. If we are honest, the world inside our heads is often more dangerous than the world outside. We each inhabit a private universe teeming with wild animals. These aren't tigers or bears, but the untamed forces of greed, hatred, anger, and delusion. These forces are sharp and perilous. Think of your mind as a knife. A knife is a tool. It is neither good nor bad. In the hands of a skilled surgeon, it can save a life. In the hands of a masterful chef, it can prepare a feast. But if you grab a knife by the blade instead of the handle, you will bleed. If you are careless, you will hurt yourself, and you will hurt those you love. Most of us are walking around gripping the knife of our minds by the blade. We let our anger cut us. We let our jealousy slice through our relationships. We are not mindful enough to check our grip. We react blindly, slashing out with sharp words and sharp thoughts, leaving wounds that take years to heal. This wild animal, nature, is often referred to as the monkey mind. It is restless, agitated, and constantly jumping from branch to branch. It is never satisfied with where it is. If you are from India, your monkey mind might jump back to the memory of warm chapati and roti. If you are from Vietnam, it might leap to the thought of sizzling banh xeo. It craves the past. It fantasizes about the future. It obsesses over dinner. It worries about tomorrow's meeting. It is a time traveler that refuses to sit in the present. This incessant jumping is why we are so unhappy. We are physically present, sitting in a chair or walking down the street. But mentally, we are miles away, lost in a hallucination of what was or what might be. We are missing our own lives. So, how do we tame this monkey? How do we learn to hold the knife by the handle? We need a technique, a practice that is simple enough to be accessible but powerful enough to work. We need a gatekeeper. The most profound tool for taming the mind is also the most ordinary: our breath. It is the one constant companion we have from the moment we are born until the moment we die. It is always with us. Right here, right now. We breathe thousands of times a day. Yet we treat it like a mechanical function, a robotic necessity for survival. We rarely pay it any attention. But in mindfulness, the breath becomes the anchor. It becomes the place where we train the gatekeeper. Imagine your awareness sitting at the entrance of your nostrils. Just like a security guard at a gate, the guard's job is not to judge who comes in or out, but simply to know when a breath comes in. The gatekeeper notes, I am breathing in. When a breath goes out, the gatekeeper notes, I am breathing out. It sounds deceptively simple, but try it for 60 seconds, and you will see how slippery the mind is. The monkey will rebel. It will get bored. It will say, this is stupid. I want to check my phone. To help the gatekeeper, to give the monkey a job so it doesn't run away, we can use the tool of counting. It adds a layer of engagement to the practice. You breathe in, you breathe out, and you silently count 1, in, out, 2, you aim for 5, or perhaps 10. It seems easy, doesn't it? But then, suddenly, you find yourself thinking about a conversation you had 3 days ago. And you realize you have skipped number 3. You went from 2 straight to a daydream. This moment of forgetting, of skipping number 3, is a revelation. It shows us how little control we actually have, how quickly we abandon the present moment. But in this practice, we don't beat ourselves up. We don't judge the monkey for jumping. We simply acknowledge it, thinking, and we gently, firmly, bring the attention back to the breath. We start over at 1. We do this again and again. Every time we return to the breath, we are learning to hold the knife by the handle. We are training the wild animal to sit still. We are polishing the key. Why does this matter? Is this just a relaxation technique? No, it is a matter of survival. It is the difference between despair and resilience. Life, by its very nature, is difficult. The world is constantly throwing things at us. Sometimes it throws flowers, but often it throws rocks. It throws lemons, bitter melons, and heavy stones of hardship. When we are unmindful, when our minds are untrained and we are gripping the knife by the blade, we react to these rocks with hysteria. We scream, we cry, we spiral into anxiety. We take a bad situation and make it infinitely worse by adding our own mental drama to it. We suffer, not just from the rock that hit us, but from our reaction to the rock. This accumulated suffering is heavy. It leads to the darkness of depression. We see this all around us: teenagers, children, adults, people who cannot bear the weight of their own feelings because their minds have become weak. They feel overwhelmed, and tragically, some feel that the only way to stop the pain is to end their lives. This is the ultimate heartbreaking consequence of a mind that does not know how to hold itself. But when we practice mindfulness, when we have trained the gatekeeper, we create a buffer. When the world throws a lemon, we see it coming. We acknowledge it. This is a lemon. It is sour. We don't have to like it. But we don't have to let it destroy us. We respond rather than react. We breathe through the difficulty. We realize that feelings are just visitors. They come and go like the breath. We don't have to die because of a temporary emotion. We learn that we are capable of bearing the unpleasantness without becoming the unpleasantness. We discover a reservoir of inner strength that allows us to stand tall even when the ground is shaking. We realize we deserve better than a life of constant suffering. We deserve to be happy. And here is the beautiful secret. This work we do on ourselves is not selfish. It is the greatest gift we can give to the world. We often talk about world peace as if it is a treaty to be signed by presidents and prime ministers in a grand hall. But you cannot build a peaceful world with angry people. You cannot build a stable house with rotting bricks. The world is just a collection of individuals, of families, of communities. If you can find peace within your own internal world, if you can tame the wild animals in your own mind, then you bring peace to your kitchen table. Your family feels it. They don't have to walk on eggshells around you. Your calmness becomes contagious. If your family is at peace, your neighborhood becomes a little softer, a little kinder. If every family in North Carolina, or California, or Vietnam practiced this art of the handle rather than the blade, the state would be at peace. The nation would be at peace. We must walk this path together. We cannot wait for the year 2026 or 2030 to start living better. We cannot wait for the disaster to strike to start building the shelter. The time is now. The place is here. You are holding the box. The breath is flowing in and out of your nostrils, waiting for you to notice it. The key has been in your hand all along. It is time to stop running, to stop chasing, and to sit gently with yourself. It is time to unlock the peace that is your birthright. For your sake, and for the sake of everyone you will ever meet. Breathe in, breathe out, begin.